Hi, it's Dwyer, gamblersadvisory.com. I'm nursing a pretty brutal cold right now, um, so my voice is not what it should be. Um, but I just couldn't resist. I see that this Brandon Rios versus Miguel Acosta fight is all over the board. Acosta opened at a huge favorite. Now Rios seems to be the favorite in the fight. It looks like gamblers simply can't make up their minds. There is no consensus on this fight. It is a dangerous fight to bet on. But hey, I love a good challenge. So here I am off my sick bed, ready to take a crack at it. The way I see the fight, and before I continue, let me just say, the opinion you should follow should be your own. Just consider this video to be, besides a video from a sick man, a second opinion from a complete stranger online. This is a fight between a technician, that's what Miguel Acosta is, and a cruder, roughhouse type guy. That's who Brandon Rios is. Rios strikes me as a little bit rough around the edges. I know he's been with Robert Garcia for years, but he's not Robert Garcia in the ring. Those of us who remember Garcia remember a very technically savvy guy in the ring. Rios is more a guy with some technical moves, but really more attitude and physical raw strength. But what I found is when a technician fights we'll just use the word crude types, the technician often has problems because what a technician has done is set up a paradigm where they do things and they expect you to do other things, right? They think you're like them. In other words, a technician is not going to sit there and get hit in the face for 12 rounds. He's going to duck. He's going to make adjustments. He's assuming you're going to make adjustments, and so he has a refined style to deal with the adjustments you make. Unfortunately, that's not the way it works in the real world. In the real world, in boxing, you have some guys who, quite frankly, are just seek and destroy types. They are in it to win it. If they get hit in the face, or if it's a shootout and the bullets are flying at them, just like they're firing bullets, they'll handle that, right? These kind of fighters typically are in their heyday right around the age range of Brandon Rios, right? Rios doesn't know better. He's a warrior, and whereas an older fighter thinks in terms of surviving for another day and doing things to, stay pretty and, unmarked, young guys are just in it to win it. So, years ago, you had technician Sergio Martinez against a cruder Antonio Margarito. And in that fight, Margarito came forward and Margarito was able to overwhelm Martinez. And if you look at the fight, it's interesting because Martinez has a hand speed advantage on him. He has a foot speed advantage on him. He's landing punches. I just don't think Martinez was prepared for a guy who was a soldier, who was ready to get hit several times just to land his own shots. Recently, you had technician Ivan Calderon lose his title, and I was surprised that he lost his title. I believe there's a video on YouTube where I predicted Calderon would win that fight, but he lost his title to Giovanni Segura, who again is one of these guys, and as I said before, these guys exist in their 20s, right? That's when they're in their heyday, because this kind of fight style doesn't wear well over the years. But Segura basically came in with a seek and destroy type mission. Ivan Calderon, who was accustomed to keeping guys at the end of his jab, found out that he could hit Segura with his jab, and Segura was going to keep coming. Right? Not only that, Calderon could hit him up top. Segura was going to take out his rib cage. That's the kind of fight I'm expecting here. Here's the wrinkle, though, and it's a significant wrinkle. In this fight, the puncher is actually Miguel Acosta. He's the guy who actually has the one-punch knockout power. Take a look at his knockout of Urbano Antillian. You're going to see, by the way, Antillian actually had success when he was coming forward, just being himself, cruder fighter, roughhouse tactics, backing up Acosta, who really is a technician. And then, of course, Acosta dropped the hammer, and by the time Antillian figured out what was going on, the ref had reached a count of 9 before he got off the canvas, and then the fight got concluded. So here, it's kind of a fascinating mix, because you have Rios, who's not going to give Acosta room to breathe, and you have Acosta, who, if Rios pushes the issue, actually has a hammer that could change the fight. So I've looked at the odds. They're fluid. They're changing, right? Earlier in the week, Acosta was the favorite. Now, Rios is the favorite, as high as a minus 200. The line I like, though, and earlier in the week it was much better than it is now, is to bet that this fight doesn't go the distance. And the way you can do that, I don't like the 8.5 over/under, but the way you can bet that this fight doesn't make it the distance and lock in some profit, in my opinion, if either guy wins by knockout, is to take both guys to win by knockout. I believe the odds, and granted they're shifting, but the odds are at least a plus 150 for both guys to win by knockout. And understand, as long as you're getting better than even money on both sides of the bet, then you're going to make money if either happens. I simply do not see how this fight can go the distance. I believe Rios is going to try to smother Acosta, and Acosta, rather than run, is going to turn around and throw bombs back. This is going to be a short, entertaining fight. I don't even think that this fight makes it to the 10th round. I actually think that somebody is going to get knocked out. I know Acosta's the champ. I know his belt is on the line. I know Rios has never been stopped. Acosta has been stopped twice. But somebody is going to get knocked out in this fight. And while I cannot give you a winner, what I can tell you, in my opinion, is that this fight is going to end by stoppage. And I believe there is a profit margin there to be had. I like Rios by knockout. I like Acosta by knockout. I like this fight ending inside of the distance. Let me know what you think. Leave your comments for me here on YouTube. And good luck on this one. Should be entertaining. Peace.